Here are 5 things Marcus Rashford must do if he wants to succeed at Aston Villa and get his career back on track. The Manchester United and England poster boy has been on top ever since he broke onto the scene as an 18-year-old. In an alternate reality, he probably already has a statue at Old Trafford. His impact both on and off the pitch has been tremendous, both as a world-class goalscorer and a humanitarian, but in recent seasons, something has changed. And maybe that's more to do with Manchester United. Declining stats and attitude problems with the last 2 managers have left Rashford's career in a shaky spot. He was dropped entirely from Ruben Amorim's squad due to poor performances in training, despite scoring 3 goals in his first 2 games. Amorim said he would rather choose the 63-year-old goalkeeping coach. The saga culminated in Rashford saying he was ready for a new challenge in December. Which brings us here. Rashford is on loan at Aston Villa until the end of the season. There's even the possibility Villa could buy him. Rashford desperately needs to revitalize his career. And if he does these 5 things, he'll be back on track. Number 1, embrace Villa. Rashford cannot treat this loan move simply as a pit stop. With the situation at United and a 6-month loan away, this is a chance for him to change things. We saw Ross Barkley reignite his career after a spell at Luton Town. Even Rashford's close friend Jesse Lingard went on loan to West Ham. That move put him back into the England squad. So far, his interviews seem a little bit low energy. I get it, he's been at United forever and doesn't want to offend anyone, but he really needs to be excited about the possibility of playing at Aston Villa. That means warming up to the Villa fans. We know he would rather be back at Man United, everything's sunny, roses, whatever, but that's not how it panned out. If he ever wants to play for United again, he's gotta take it seriously at Villa and put his career back on track. Part of embracing the club is moving to Birmingham. If he doesn't do that, he's going to be in trouble. We've heard some rumblings in the press. Luckily, it sounds like Rashford has moved into a penthouse that Villa rents for star players just in these situations. Number 2, hard work. I can't exactly say he needs an attitude adjustment, but Rashford has fallen out with the last 2 managers at Man United, Erik ten Hag and Ruben Amorim. Some of this has come from his perceived lack of effort in training. We've seen him perform in the match, but I don't know what happens behind closed doors on the training ground. There's clearly a huge problem with the media bias in England. I'm not going to discuss it in this video, but we always see the press trying to take cheap shots at Rashford, whether he's out with friends, whatever it is, they're trying to take him down. If he's at training, going to sleep early, there's not going to be any ammo for the press. He's kind of fallen into this pattern, and maybe going to Villa is a chance to break out of that streak. By focusing solely on his football, this is the best chance to get his career back on track. He's going to have to work hard under Unai Emery. Emery demands so much from his players, and for Rashford to be able to get some game time to fit into that system, he's gonna have to work hard. Number 3, work with the manager. Villa have a world-class manager in Unai Emery. His track record speaks for itself both at the club and elsewhere. Rashford, as mentioned, has fallen out of favor with top coaches before. He can't afford to let that happen again. This is a real opportunity to get his career back on track. He should become friends with Unai Emery. Maybe not friends, but at least have a good working relationship. Emery can be very demanding. He asks for a lot from his players. Look at Ollie Watkins, he's pressing high, he's always chasing after the ball. He's gonna want similar things from Rashford. Does Unai Emery have a type? Possibly. Look at these big talents that he's trying to help get their careers back on track. Rashford fits into this mold. Philippe Coutinho, Ross Barkley, now Marco Asensio, Marcus Rashford, even the pursuit of João Felix. Daniel Malin just joined as well. These guys have tons of potential, but maybe it hasn't shown up just yet. Yuri Tillemans, all the Leicester fans were writing him off. He came to Villa, he's been a revelation. We've seen what Unai can do with these players. If Rashford is able to put these personal difficulties aside, focus on the football, become mates with a manager, who knows, the sky could be the limit once again. Random fun fact, Rashford actually started in Unai Emery's debut match at Aston Villa, but not for Villa. He was on the other side for United. Emery had an auspicious debut beating Man United, but the second time around, Rashford grabbed a goal when his form was peaking back at that time. Number 4, fit the system. Where will Rashford fit into Emery's system? There have been a lot of questions about what his best position is, and not just when Ollie Watkins has been injured lately. Villa play a sort of hybrid system between a 4-2-3-1 and a 4-2-2-2. You can see both the forwards pressing. In and out of possession, it's slightly different, but it means there are 4 potential positions Rashford could get the nod in. It's not necessarily the same system that Rashford is used to, playing from the left wing, cutting in, centrally, trying to get that ball onto his right foot. There are definitely a lot of questions if Rashford, Asensio, Malen, Watkins, Ramsey, Rogers, Bailey, if they all can fit into the same system. Personally, I'm not sure, and we're just going to have to see how it plays out, but they are going to have the opportunity to make their mark in those specific roles. For Rashford, coming in off the left. Asensio, I think he's better in the middle. That said, Rashford has struggled when operating as a number 9 by himself. I think that's why he's going to be given that license to push up alongside Ollie Watkins. They're both pressing forward, and especially how Unai Emery likes his 2 center forwards to operate in those channels kind of between the center back and the fullback. He's going to have that license to get forward. There are also a few players that may have to be displaced. Rashford is a big name, but Morgan Rogers is in the form of his life this season. Jacob Ramsey's getting back to full fitness. Daniel Malen has a part to play too. But there are plenty of minutes available. Villa are fighting for a top 4, top 5 spot, still alive in the FA Cup, still alive in the Champions League, so there are going to be plenty of minutes available. It's just going to be up to Rashford to take the chance. And that brings us to number 5, goals. If Rashford wants to reignite his career, he simply has to score more goals. That's it. The 2022-23 season was a highlight of his career so far. Rashford scored 30 goals for Man United and grabbed 3 for England at the World Cup. It proved that he's capable of putting up big numbers on the world's biggest stages. But the following season, a mere 8 goals and 7 so far this year. Ollie Watkins is a proven goal scorer, but when he's out of the side, Villa can struggle to replicate his output. John Duran has just left, meaning there's a big void in the goals department. Rashford already took Duran's number 9, maybe he can start taking over some of his goal impact. Those are 5 things that Marcus Rashford needs to do to succeed at Aston Villa. Let me know what you think in the comments. Thank you, Footy Fam. A special thanks to the VIPs and Ultras who are paid subscribers on the Footy Fam Patreon. This video wouldn't be possible without your support. If you want to see your name in the credits and get other awesome perks like BTS content and more, make sure to subscribe via the link in the description.